Welcome back to Millennial Thoughts Podcast with your favorite Black and educated women, Alicia
and Kat, and we are on our millennial money journey.
Two millennial women navigating adulthood, learning everything that college didn't teach us.
Let's get to the biz.
Budgeting, investing, savings, and student loans.
But first, make sure you join our Facebook group, Millennial Thoughts, so you can keep up with the new episodes, join the conversation, and get resources to help you on your personal finance journey.
If you enjoy this episode, please leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you may listen. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Millennial Thoughts Pod. 2 L's, 2 N's. Now to the thought of the day. But before we get to the thoughts of today, we have got to shout out our Millennial Mogul of the Week. Okay? Today, our Millennial Mogul is Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace, Queen. Your life will not be forgotten. Black lives matter, and justice was not served. So we want to take a moment of silence to remember her and think about all the things that we endure if you are a Black person or if you are an ally. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you. And on to the thought of the day. Today we are talking with Erica, who is a teller, but now she is a mortgage processing assistant. Basically, she does the paperwork for the mortgage department. And we are going to be talking about picking a bank and buying a house. Say what's up to the people, girl.
What's up? Love it.
Thanks for joining us. Glad you could come on the episode today.
I'm glad to take part. This is so exciting. I have butterflies.
I'm cracking up. That's so funny. So, basically, we just want to know, just give us a little bit about you and how you got into the banking industry.
So basically, one day I was desperate to leave Planet Fitness because I was like, I have a degree. I need to get into a career. So I was just scrolling on Indeed one day, and all I saw was, retail jobs. And I was like, I'm tired of retail. I'm trying to get out, honey. I'm trying to get bills paid. Okay. So I ran across this listing, and it was for Evansville's Teachers Federal Credit Union. And I was like, Evansville, where is Evansville, honey? So that just stood out to me, and I started reading up on it and found out that it was a credit union that was bringing a location to Louisville. So long story short, I hopped in it, and now I am satisfied with working at the credit union.
Oh, what? So you really like it? You really feel like you've grown and enjoyed your time there?
Definitely. I feel like this is the career that I should have went into. Not necessarily because I love finances, but I just feel like this is a job that's going to take care of me, is taking care of any of my personal needs.
Mm-hmm.
Since working here, I've started looking into buying my first home. I got my first credit card.
Okay.
I've learned, so I've grown up while working here. And I think if I didn't work at this credit union, I probably would still be a little behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, shoot, maybe I need to look into a credit union because I never really thought about it. But I hear people with bank tellers and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't really know too much about that. But thank you for reminding us. So, of course, we as millennials, we are some of us are just graduating. Some of us been out of grad school or some things like that. And we're just trying to figure out, what's best for our money, what best banks we can go to, different things with credit and stuff like that. So being in the position that you are in, what do you think the most biggest mistakes that millennials make in this finance department?
Spending money they don't have. Don't get that credit card and say my limit is such and such amount and max it out. Only spend the money that you have. like ever since I got my credit card, which I ain't gonna brag on my credit score,
Okay.
but my credit score is popping. All right. But the main way to make sure that it's popping is you don't spend more than what you have. So if I'm gonna use my credit card for say whatever $100 something, I gotta make sure that in my checking account I got $100 something to pay that off. So that I think that's the biggest thing. We do more spending than saving.
I can definitely agree to that for sure. Just to take it a little bit back, what is the difference between a credit union and just like a regular like bank? Maybe they're called commercial banks. I don't really know, but what's the difference between the two?
So to my understanding, basically the difference is with the credit union, you're a part of the company. Like you have a say. So I don't know if do either of you guys have a membership with the credit union?
I actually
Yeah,
one.
I do have a credit union.
Yeah, so all credit unions, to my knowledge, have that regular shares account, and you put in $5 or whatever it may be, but you put $5 in a shares account, which could also be used as your savings account, but you put that $5 in that account, and that's like your stake in the company. So basically any decisions that go on in the credit union, you have a say because you have that $5 shares account. Whereas with the bank, you're just a customer. Basically, they take your money and they're using you for their money, so that they can float for their businesses, like Chase and, well, Chase is the biggest one that I hear people complain about as far as a bank. Yes, and actually at my credit union, a lot of people were previously employed with Chase Bank, and not to knock anybody, but all of them pretty much have said that the credit union was a better field than the bank.
I see what you're saying. And so if people are looking into credit unions more, because you are a part of that share and not banks, I don't want to tell people to go credit union or bank, but what should a person look for, like when they are choosing a credit union?
So just look at their rates for one. So anytime that you're going into any financial institution, you want to see how much they're going to offer you. You want to see if they give you like any benefits for joining the company. Like, for instance, I know since working in a mortgage company, if people bring us their mortgage loan, and then they also become a member of the credit union, they then get a discount on their mortgage rate. So in a lot of ways with the credit union, you're able to get discounts for basically just opening an account. And like with our credit union's checking account, you get 3.3 interest back into your checking account. So basically you're getting money into your account, and a lot of people don't understand that. And 3.3, to my knowledge, I've been told that that's pretty high rate within Louisville's financial market. So I just suggest look into the rates, look and see who has the best auto rates, who has the best, commercial lending rates, all of that.
Yeah, no, awesome. Definitely. Because I feel like that's something that I had to do for sure before I even got to my credit. Actually, I'm not going to lie. When I first started my credit union account, when I opened it, I didn't really know too much about it. It was kind of like a credit union that was on my university complex.
Yeah.
And so they were just like, oh, like a friend was like, oh, just open one up, just do it. But like the more that I've had it open, the more I'm just realizing like there's so many benefits to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, this is just me being biased, but credit union all the way. No way. I'm sorry. I'm just being biased, but I love it. Like the rates are low. The fees are low. Like you don't have to worry about having a certain amount of money that you need to even have on it. So,
right.
Girl, I'm just biased.
I'm biased as well. Like even I think my mom was with the credit union, and I think when I was a senior in high school, she started an account for me. So from the moment I had my first account, I've just always been with the credit union. So
that's the way to go. Okay. Anyways, literally going on about credit unions. But so you were telling us in the beginning about what you've been doing. What is the difference between like you being a teller and then you being a mortgage processing assistant, and which one do you like better?
So Whereas I was a teller, basically that's like customer servicing for the entire building. So there is the retail portion of the credit union, there's the commercial lending portion, and then there's the mortgage portion. And so as a teller, we did any transactions for any clientele. So any member that had any loan or account with the credit union, I assisted them. Whereas as a mortgage processing assistant, I'm just on the mortgage side. So I'm just handling mortgage work.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure it does.
Which one do you like better?
So I think some situations happen to where I'm definitely saying mortgage processing assistant is better. Just because being a teller is more so customer servicing. So you're dealing with every crazy, insane person that wants to come into the bank or credit union, sorry. Whereas with the mortgage processing assistant, I'm in my own little cubicle. I'm free. I don't have anyone breathing over my shoulder. Like right now I have about 100 files. And that's cool. That's a lot of work, but it's cool because I can do it at my own speed. As long as I'm getting the work done, nobody cares.
Right, nobody's asking you no questions. Excuse me, coming up, bothering you and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, well,
exactly.
can you give us like a day in the life of like a mortgage person? Like just a real quick little glimpse.
So like more so of like a mortgage officer or specifically my day?
Your day.
So my day, I'll go in and first thing I do is check my email because I know my email's going to be crazy. I remember maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, I took off for my birthday and I came back the following week and had almost 200 emails.
What? Yo, you talking
Yeah.
about live 25.
Yeah, and I'm talking about that's even with me having an automatic email saying that I was out of the office.
Wow, they don't care
At all.
Yeah, so the first thing I do is check the emails because I could be getting emails from borrowers, and the borrowers could be sending me documents that's needed for their loan. The mortgage officer could be asking me to do certain things, or I could be getting an email saying that titles are in or appraisals are in and all that stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically from my email, I'll go ahead and make a list of my duties for the day and I attack.
And so then when you're saying that people are emailing you, people are like asking you questions, you're processing the paperwork for people who are getting mortgages through your bank. Is that what that is?
Correct.
Okay.
So whenever you're applying for a mortgage, there's all sorts of information that the credit union or the financial institution will need. So W-2s, I have to get verification of employment. I have to get their appraisal, title work. I have to get a letter of inquiry. I can't pronounce that word. Inquiry.
Inquiry or something?
inquiry. I don't know.
Yeah, so we do like a credit check and all that stuff. So I'm getting emails about all of that.
Okay. Sounds like a very interesting job for sure. I don't know about the 200 emails though.
Yeah, I do not like emails.
I don't know if I can do that. But a question for me is, since you know about mortgages and like just like processing all the documents for it, what is a good credit score in order to get a mortgage or a loan for a house?
So I would say, and I'm not sure if you all are like familiar with the ranges of scores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Kind of a little bit.
Just let us know a little bit more.
Well, so basically 730 to 830, that's like top. That's like top range. That's like the A+ of the crew. And so if you're within that 730, 830, you basically have a lot more flexibility. And so the lowest, I believe, you can get about 550 and below. That's where you're like, sis, what was you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what was you doing with your money? So basically, if the higher your score is, the more flexibility that you have with, the rates that you get on your loan. And you'll definitely spend less money on your mortgage in comparison to someone who has maybe a 600 level score, or someone who even has lower 700 score. So the higher your credit score, the better you have with getting lower rates.
Okay. So people are talking about credit scores all the time and like how it's good and to have credit and stuff like that. But what brings down your credit? If you don't know the answer, it's okay. But I'm just trying to figure out.
I did my research, sis.
Yes.
So I went to my coworker and I asked him if there was some information on what exactly hurts your credit score. And I got a brief little list.
Okay, thanks.
And so, yes, I came prepared. So, just a few things. Missing payments. If you're missing payments on your credit card, whatever loans that you have, that's docking you. If you have credit cards that you've maxed out, that's another dock. If you're shopping for credit excessively, that's another dock. So if you're going to one credit union and you're getting your credit score pulled for a car here, and then, later on during that same week, you're getting it pulled again, and then 2 days later, you're getting it pulled again, that's going to dock you. Okay, what else? Borrowing. Dang, I can't talk, y'all. Borrowing from finance companies. So basically, if you're in debt with other people, if you owe people here and there and everywhere, that's going to dock you. All right. And then also closing your credit card could hurt you, because it's better to leave it open and not use it than to close it out.
What? That's so crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
I got a credit card from Forever 21. I ain't never used it.
Okay.
I used it one time though, and I paid off. But then they going that all that financial bankruptcy.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know nothing about this, but I guess it's gonna be open. But hopefully nothing's on there.
Yeah.
I would also just say for that one, like, make sure you're using it, because I know with some cards, if you're not using your card often, they will automatically close it too.
Oh, yeah. They will. Well, that's fine actually.
Okay.
I don't really like credit cards like that for real, but I guess you need them, so we'll just
build that credit.
Yes.
Yeah. I know. I'm trying to. I think that maybe when I start paying off my student loans, I'm like, maybe that would help my credit go up or something like that. But I don't know how much it's gonna help it go up, honestly.
Yeah. I think the credit card is the best way to build it up, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay. Just because, like I said, if you only spend the money that you have, that's good, and it's good to see that you're paying off your credit card.
Oh yeah, because they want you continuously seeing a payment.
They want to see that history. They want to see that payment history.
So it wouldn't work if you're paying off your student loans if it's every month and stuff like that? Or are you just saying the credit card just is kind of better?
I can say some few months back, I was interested in applying for a loan, and when I mentioned, my school payments, I don't remember exactly, but basically, I got the impression that wasn't enough.
That's rude. I'm like, it ain't enough. Y'all see this phone?
And that's not word from word, but I think they want to see more tangible things, like your car payments and such.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Because actually, I guess I do see what they're saying, because sometimes student loans, you can pay 1 month and you might not pay for another 5 months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, I had it this month, didn't have it next month, so that's gonna be the last thing on my mind. But your car, you may need it. Your credit card, you may use it more frequently.
Yeah.
I'm crying. That's so funny. So with mortgages and that comes with the credit score and stuff like that, and so people are more into buying houses now, to create that generational wealth so they can leave something for their family and different things like that. What do you think people should do right before they start looking or start doing that process? Not right before, but what should they do in that process of them trying to go get a mortgage loan?
Okay, no, I think you asked the perfect first question. How do you prepare? Because since joining the department, I have been like, ooh, now I want a home. I'm in the perfect predicament to start, getting advice. And I even got a realtor and everything and was
Yes,
looking
girl.
for a home. But I did not realize how important it is to have a great down payment,
Yes.
because I heard that there were grants and I ran with it. I took it and ran with it, and I was like, "Ooh, there's grants available, yada yada yada. I could get this and this much." That's cool and all, but you still need a large down payment.
Mhm.
And I say large, but you need something to where you can fight.
Mhm.
Like I saw a property and there ended up being a bidding war because it was such a great price. It was a great location and there was a bidding war. So maybe like two or three other people were putting in higher bids because they had more money to put down. I didn't. So I lost out on that property.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
Yeah. So definitely save up money so that you can have, a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, I was actually on this Zoom call yesterday. I thought it was really interesting, and I was doing a lot of financial stuff yesterday. But it was one girl. She was saying how she saved like $10,000, and she's saving $10,000 so that she can be able to have a great loan,
Mm-hmm.
like a great down payment. And this other lady told me that how she started creating wealth was at 22 that she bought her first house, and I'm like, what,
Oh,
girl? And now
oh.
she's just starting and she's buying it. But she said that she had to save 5%, and it was $100,000 house. So then she had to
Wow.
save $5,000.
Yeah.
And then you have closing costs and stuff like that. But she told me to ask your realtor or the other person to pay that stuff. But that's another story for another day. But
Yeah.
yeah, so like even just having the good credit, but even knowing about this. And then also she said that there's classes that you can take. There's a class that you can take
Yeah.
in every state or something like that, like your first home buying class, and like
Mm-hmm.
there's resources and stuff like that so people can go and they can know like what's going on. So I also think that that's really important too, just having the knowledge, because some people don't really know about house buying. And some people like her, she wasn't raised in houses, she was raised in apartments. And I know
Okay.
everybody's story is different, but all I know is houses. I know people do live in apartments, but like all I know is like living in a house. So
Same.
yeah, so it's like different. But when you think about like, talking about it and trying to figure out who to talk to, who to do this with, and just that whole conversation, I can see where people may not know. If you live in an apartment your whole life, you're like,
Yeah.
what? How much is a house?
Mm-hmm.
But if you hear that's only
Yeah.
$5,000 payment, you can kind of save $5,000 now. That was back in the day when it was $100,000. Now it's probably about 200,000, probably
Girl,
10,000,
maybe even
15,000.
300.
So you might need a little bit more. But that is another way that we're talking about, like even trying to acquire wealth. Started by buying your first house, because then she sold the house within a year and she bought another house. And I mean, that's what she just keeps on doing. So
That's what's up.
just thought to add that in there.
Yeah.
hmm
That's so possible. No, it's definitely possible for sure. So when it comes to, since you do processing, when it comes to like the documents and stuff, what kind of documents do you have to hand in, or what should you have ready to go when you are coming to the bank?
So you should have so you need W-2s for the past 2 years.
Okay.
2
You
years.
have to have
Wow.
that. Yep.
And that's
For
where
the
it
past
starts
2
at.
years.
What?
That's so crazy.
So we have to have that. Like I said before, we have to have verified that you're employed. We have to have your employment history for the past 2 years as well. What else? Like I said, you have to have that credit pulled. So we have to, have you sign off on this credit inquiry and make sure that we haven't missed out on anything. Um, I wish I would have wrote it down, but there is quite a few documents that you'll need. And sometimes it'll be something where you just simply need to sign off. We just need you to wet sign it. But yeah, it's basically your income. We basically need to know your income history.
Okay.
And with that, I have a question. I'm not trying to get like too political or like too for the culture or whatever. But when you're saying some stuff like that, like, do you see, and maybe not in your company, but overall in general, like when it comes to house buying, stuff like that, how you're like, 2 years of income, 2 years of W-2s or whatever you say. Do you see like a lot of reasons why maybe I would say the political word is I guess like people of color are like marginalized groups or something like that. Like, do you see a lot of it's like institutional racism, if that's the part of it, like when it comes to the people who are getting the loans to buy the houses?
I do not, just because the way my credit union is, like we're booming right now. The mortgage department is going crazy right now with just because the market, the rates went down, so everyone's applying. And then as far as my interaction with who's actually getting the loans, because to me, I don't actually get to meet the people. They're just the number to me.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I get to see their ID, and I see all types of races, honey. I Now I will say my credit union is smaller and it's based in Evansville, Indiana. So I mean, yeah. So in that sense, it's a bit, not at a great balance across the board with different racial and ethnicities. But in my opinion, I've seen enough uh, different minorities involved. So I've seen even like Arabian maybe, or I've seen Indian. Definitely seen Black people. So I haven't seen it on my end.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. And so are you working? So you're not even working from home right now. You're still working in the office, even with like the
Yeah,
pandemic and
girl.
stuff.
And people coughing and stuff. And I want to be home, honestly. Okay. The only reason why I can't work from home is because we don't have the software to take and put on our home laptop.
And they're not going to try to pay and give you laptops anyways, right?
No, girl, they're not gonna do that.
I am cracking up laughing. That is
Mm-mm.
so funny. So overall, you enjoy your job. That's really good too. Even like knowing that you're a millennial, like life and stuff like that. I'm glad that you found a job that you really enjoy. That you feel like you are, that you're learning from.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Do you see? I guess like, is there? I know. I guess there's another step, but like, would your next role, like if you went higher, would it be like a mortgage officer? Is that like the next step, or is there something else you got to be before a mortgage officer?
So there's actually a lot of different step ups that I can take. So basically right now I'm the teller for the mortgage department. So, like in the retail part, you're a teller, and then you can become a loan officer, and then you can become a branch assistant. Well, in the mortgage department, it's like processing assistant, and then there's so many different avenues because then I could become a mortgage loan officer, I could become a processor, and I could become a part of the closing team, and I could even become the underwriter. And the underwriters, they in stone. So I was told if any if there was ever any cuts needed, the underwriters are the last people to ever get cut from the mortgage department.
Oh, sounds like the one I need.
Yeah.
I'm cracking up. So, how long do you see yourself like in this role?
I don't know. Just because like my teller, honey, that story, baby. That it was rough. I was the only teller for the whole building. And yeah, and my location is basically Louisville's main office. Yeah. So I would say because that made me a G basically. And I was able to get into mortgage after a year. So my timeline is within a year, I'm in something else.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's not like someone that you're supposed to be at for a while. Are you just learning quickly?
Well, it's just a matter of if they feel like you can fit it or not. And I work with the vice president. So literally, he's at our building and I can walk in his office in seconds. So I'm just trying to build up that good rapport so that, something go on, I can be like, hey.
What's poppin'?
So I'm learning everything as much as I can. So within my year mark, I can see what else is out there for me.
I am literally cracking up. And I ain't trying to put people on Jump Street, but I feel like this is really important with us. Like we just graduated, and so I know that we are trying to save money and different things like that. So I wanted to ask you, like, have you used any tactics to save more money? since you've like started working at a bank?
I've learned more ways. I can't say that I've always followed it. I like even today I was like, Erica, girl, just go to one restaurant, sis. Why you gotta go two places?
Man,
Like,
you not going to restaurants?
I'd be like, ooh, I want the fries here, but the sandwich is good over there.
Yes, I feel you.
But even then, it's like, Erica, girl, you like cooking, just cook for the week. Like, save your coins.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned different ways to like even maybe invest my money, maybe. But I haven't necessarily stuck with it, you know.
Okay, what do you be investing in?
So like, I don't know if you guys have heard of like certificates.
Mm-mm.
And I don't even know. I was always told certificates are best for people who have a lot of money.
Yes, I just heard about certificates yesterday. It's like
I don't know anything.
It's for a long time. You have to hold it. You have to let somebody else use it for a while, or something like that. You can't get it.
So basically, I think the lowest amount that you can put in a certificate, which that's basically a savings account, but the lowest amount that you can put in the account is $1,000, and you have to, like what you said, Alicia, you have to basically let the institution use those funds for a set time. And I think the shortest time period is maybe 3 months, but the shorter the period, the less, the smaller that rate of interest is. But like I said, I think that's best for people who have like a lot of money. Like, I don't think $1,000 is, going to give you the biggest results.
Mhm.
But with our age group, it's not like we have a whole bunch of money sitting around.
Yeah, like, okay.
But for like short term, I know like some people would say you want to ball out for Christmas, and maybe in February of this year you put 1,000 in the account, and so that you could pull it out by Christmas time, and you would have obtained, a nice little something.
Okay.
But emphasis on the nice little.
Yeah. Thank you.
So wait, I might have missed it, but like, what is the rates when it comes to that, or is it just?
It varies. Okay. It just depends on the term that you choose. So I think it ranges from like 2 to 3 years, or maybe you can do months. It just depends.
I've never.
And so that's what you're working on doing. Like with certificates, that's what you're working on investing in.
Well, that's what I was considering, just because, like I told you, I'm interested in buying a new home. So I'm like, okay, even with the stimulus money, it's like, Erica, you could at least put that in a certificate maybe for a year, and once it's over, you can use that for furniture or something,
Mm-hmm. What? Oh my goodness! Yes, stimulus. I need them to give another stimulus. Okay. Like, I need another one.
What you said?
So I'm cracking up. I just think that is really interesting, just to learn and just being able to know about different things that's going on. And I feel like this time, like during this pandemic or whatever, I really feel like I have learned more about like finances and trying to learn about how to become like financially free and stuff like that. And so these are just some of the questions that we ask our guests. So you don't have to like think too hard, but
I'm gonna overthink it.
What does financial freedom mean to you?
So financial freedom to me is I don't know. I just feel like I don't have to worry about bills. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. And, if I go into the mall and I see something I like, I ball out and not be stressed, go to Fashion Nova, and not be stressed. So I think that's what it is. And I think it's also financial freedom is knowing that you have a lot in your savings. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Because if you have a lot in your savings, that means you got enough coins to where you don't have to stretch everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Definitely.
So another question that we ask is, what are your money goals for this year? Or something that you would like to accomplish by the end of December?
Honey, if God want to bless me with a house, then the house it is. I mean, and specifically give me a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Like, that's what I want. That's for me.
They have houses, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Oh, they do, don't they? I always hear like 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, or something like that.
Well, or that, but I'm saying at the least,
At the
you
least
know,
2
guys.
bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You don't want an
Yeah.
apartment. You just want to go straight to buy a house.
Yeah, but that's just something my parents engraved in me since like high school. They was like, you don't want to get into renting, you want to own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
And whereas I have 2 siblings who are older than me, and I see them rent, and yeah,
What's wrong with it?
that's the topic for another day. Amen.
I am literally cracking up. That is so funny. Okay. Do you have any favorite like Instagram accounts that you follow that keep you motivated, that you may follow for home ownership, home buying, or just like financial stuff?
I love Dave Ramsey. I've been
Can we
keeping up
get a
with
black
him.
Dave Ramsey? I'm sorry to cut you off. Everybody say they love Dave Ramsey. I don't listen
But
to
he's
him.
cool. He's cool.
Not.
I'm just playing.
Who else? My parents. I think they're bomb. They handle their finances.
Okay.
Honey. Who else? Oh, there's a YouTuber. Her name is Raven Elise. Do y'all know who she is?
Raven Elise, the light skinned girl with the child. She talks about money.
Yeah, the light skinned girl. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
But actually,
You like pointed that out.
yeah, I mean, because I didn't know. I never knew her for money. I knew her for like motherhood. You know?
Yeah.
So
no, she's actually dope because she explains and like she goes deep into any topics, even like YouTube info.
Mhm.
But just yesterday, she was talking about. I think she had a video talking about tips on first home owners, yada yada yada. Because do you know, like she built her own home?
No, I didn't know that.
Girl, yes, she did.
It was like for $400K, I think, which is like,
woo.
I mean, it's a
Where
lot.
she live in Texas?
It's a lot. But
I didn't mean to say Texas like that, but doesn't she live in Texas? Why are y'all laughing?
How we?
What?
I thought you said taxes.
No. Oh no, doesn't she live in Texas? That's what I meant to say.
Yes. Yes, she
Texas
does.
is cheap though. That's what I was trying to say though.
But still, if you seen her home, it looks
no. Yeah, I wasn't
nice.
saying that her home was cheap. I was just saying like Texas land is like it's cheap to buy and stuff like that there.
All right, well maybe I need to move to Texas.
Yes,
then.
it is. You get a lot. You really get a lot for your buck because it's so much space there and it's so much like land basically. That's just like, I mean, Louisville is a city. Like I live in the country, so if you come out to the country, you can get so much land because there's so much space.
I ain't going out there.
No, I ain't tell you to come out to the country in Kentucky. I'm just saying.
I ain't going out there. I'm staying in the Ville.
Okay, girl. Then the bill's gonna be $500,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. You'd be like starter home. Like what? Starter home?
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
I am cracking up. That is so funny. Well, is there any other tips you want to leave the people or tell them where to follow you at, so they can join you? Maybe, oh my goodness. So I know you're a YouTuber. Maybe you can like vlog your process. Because somebody else is doing that on YouTube. So I just thought
sis, I've been, that conceited meme?
Huh?
Conceited off of Wow.
Yeah.
Where he got that finger to his head, like.
Yes, I do know that meme. Conceited meme. Yes, I said what? Conceited you.
I already been brainstorming. Sis.
Oh yes, to do it. That would be so dope. You'd be like 25 and like a home buyer.
Look,
like that.
That's my confession, honey. I'm speaking it into existence.
Yes, I didn't know if it was home buyer. I didn't know if home buyer was the same thing as like building the home yourself or whatever. So I was trying to get the right term.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm not building the home. I ain't that far in my faith yet. But
like I'm just trying to get a home. Okay. I'm crying laughing. Well, yes. Okay, that'd be so dope to watch the process, like buying a home, looking at this home. I said people just be nosy, but I'm trying to see what people's houses look like so I can see what my house look like.
Oh.
Or what
that's why you do it.
Well, I don't do it as much, but I need to look at houses so I can see what I want my house to look like.
Yeah.
And this girl, her name is Erin on the Man. She's like a grown woman, and she's like building her house from the ground up. Actually, she was like in Detroit, and she's like doing like an Instagram TV thing, like in
Mm,
sections or whatever. So yeah.
that's what's up.
So yeah, let them know where to follow you at, how they can find you.
Okay. Okay, shameless plug. My IG is, y'all listening? underscore ERIRICANICOLE. That's Erica Nicole. And then YouTube channel, go ahead, type this in right now. It's Erica Nicole. All right.
I am so weak. And what do you do on your YouTube channel? You gotta let them know a little bit.
I'm still trying to, like, I know everyone says you got to focus in on something, but I just can't. I'm just into any and everything. So basically, if you want to laugh, if you want joy, if you want to learn some new cooking meals, if you want to talk about God and just, life at 25, subscribe.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm cracking up. We all have YouTube channels too, so my girl Kat does the savings. Okay, so y'all go follow her at her channel too.
Cat J.
Yes, and I do vlog and travel, so go follow me at Alicia's Adventures. We all trying to get that bag monetization. Bam.
Oh, yes. Got a year.
So I am literally cracking up. That'd be so dope. Oh my gosh, y'all! Maybe we could do like a collab, like life after grad or something like that.
Yeah, no,
Let's
do it.
I wish we all lived in the same place.
Oh, where does everybody live?
Oh, Kat lives in New York.
I live in New York, upstate New York, but I'm moving.
Yes,
soon.
She is moving, and I'm moving too. So,
well, maybe we can crop you in the picture or something.
Yeah, we can figure something out.
You said what?
Okay.
Oh
yeah, we should do some. We should try to figure something out. That'd be some type of cool thing to do, like a series or something like that. Like, go to my channel, go to your channel, or something. We could think about it.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yes, I'm cracking up. Well, thank you so much for joining us, talking about buying a house, finding a bank, and all the other adulting tips that we need to know at this time.
Well, it was a pleasure. I enjoyed.
Yes, thank you. And it has been brought to my attention that the episode is over. I know. But if you want to keep on following up with us and staying tuned for the next episode, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Millennial Thoughts Pod. And I want to leave you with this. Passion or purpose, profit or pain, I don't want my name to ever be in vain. A life full of purpose is the only thing that will remain the same. Millennial Thoughts.